tonight, Brendan. What's your initial reaction to the performance and the result there?
Yeah, we smashed them in every statistical category. I mean, we turned their back 24 times tonight. We had 10 corners. I mean, 5 shots on target. I think 15 shots in total. You just got to score those 2-3 goals in the first half that were sitting up for us, 5-6 yards away from their goal. They just have to be goals at this level. And then obviously we make a mistake in our own box, trip over the ball, and that's stuff like that. Physical mistakes can happen. But I think as I look at that performance and I look back to last week, we just pretty much dominated the best team in the league, and really deserved way better than what we got tonight. But it wasn't on anyone other than us. The margins are fine. We didn't finish. They hit one wonder goal, and they finished their other chance that we gifted them. They didn't create any of their own.
Sometimes in this game, it feels like when things aren't going your way, they really don't go your way.
That's where we're at right now. Yeah, and the guys know that. They know that we're just getting to full health, and Michi's not able to finish the game. It's his first full game back. Diz is only able to play half the game, so he's just finding his feet, and we have to pull him. But these aren't excuses. Whoever is asked to step up and get the job done has to be prepared to. And I thought everyone did enough to get a result tonight. Not just a result. We deserve 3 points tonight.
Thinking about the performance last week versus the performance this week, kind of night and day. Obviously, the results not going your way in either case. What's your thoughts on that kind of turnaround, the bounce back in terms of that?
Well, it just shows me that the team are fighting for each other, fighting for us, fighting for the club, doing everything they can to just snap out of it like we did last year and then get on a good run. And I said, if you perform like that every night, you're going to get on a good long run, and we'll see where that leaves us. But we have another top 4 team who won again tonight coming next weekend, and our schedule's been honestly brutal. And the reality is we're going to have to start running through top 4 teams if we want to get on a run. So Loudoun's an important game next week, and probably even more important with Detroit the week after in the Jaeger Cup with the position we're in.
When you have a couple of games like this, especially tonight where there's a good performance that don't get the result, but there are so many positives as you identified, how do you stick with those positives and not get hung up on the result and kind of turn that into some momentum?
Well, I think that's just a club-wide focus on growing, on continuing to grow. We've seen positive signs. We had our best year ever in a full season last year, and we've slipped up at the beginning of this year. We've dealt with a ton of injuries, a ton of suspensions, and our discipline was good tonight, so that's good to see. That allows for a higher level of focus on what we need to do, and it showed in our play. So I was happy to see that. I think that's us building, that's us growing.
Tonight, some of the supporters groups protesting against the direction of club, ownership, investment, those things. How does that affect the team on the field, and what's your reply to them and to the supporters?
Well, we spoke after the game. Guys saw things, guys heard things, and we said, look, we're focused on what happens in these 4 walls. We're worried about our performance. We're worried about the metrics that I measure each week for the players on performance. How many times did we play entry passes? How many shots did we get off? How many corners did we have? Did we execute on those corners? How clean were we defensively in terms of positioning? How many regains did we have in the attacking half? These are the things we talk about. The rest of it's way above our heads.
For you, that's 50 games here, all competitions in charge of this club. Most of any manager that Hartford's had, and third club you've had at least that many matches in charge of. What's your feeling on how this has been going and where it is going?
Yeah, we're at an inflection point right now. The league is growing very rapidly, so we need to just be aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're growing just as rapidly. That's all I would say to that. I think we're in a good position to really drive it forward. We've found new and unique ways to lose results this year, and it's frustrating for all of us. I'd be lying if I said that wasn't the case. But there are so many signs of growth at the club that I think that's what we are collectively as a locker room focused on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.